Hey guys, so for this tutorial I'm going to be using my size 2.5mm hook and my yarn. So this is from a brand called Katopu, sorry. So to get started, I'm going to start by making a foundation chain of 12. You can make it longer depending on the space between your legs, that's your crotch area. Now I have a total of 12 chains. For the first row, chain 1, go into each stitch with 1 double crochet. Now I've come to the end of the first row. For the second row, chain 1, turn over, put 1 double crochet in each stitch. So what you're going to do is you're going to continue with 1 double crochet back and forth till you have the length you want. I'll let you know how many rows I do before we move to the next step, but for now just go back and forth with 1 double crochet in each stitch. So I did a total of 8 rows of double crochet. Now what you're going to do is you're going to start increasing on both sides. So chain 1, in the first stitch go in with 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Continue with 1 double crochet in the rest of the stitches till you get to the last stitch. So now I've gotten to the last stitch, go in with 2 double crochets. 1, 2. So that's your increase. You have an increase on both sides of the panel. Chain 1, turn over. In the first stitch, go in with 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Continue with 1 double crochet in the rest of the stitches till you get to the last stitch where you're going to do your increase. I've come to the end of the row. In the last stitch, go in with 2 double crochets. So 1, 2. Chain 1, put 2 double crochets in the first stitch. So you want to continue with an increase on both sides of the panel till you have the amount of rows you want. I'm going to do about 7 to 8 rows of increase and I'll show you what to do next. So you're putting 2 double crochet in the first stitch and 2 double crochet in the last stitch. Now I did a total of 7 rows of increase. What you want to do next is, so we have a total of 15 rows because we have 8 rows of no increase or decrease plus 7 rows of increase, making it a total of 15 rows. For the 16th row, you're going to start by decreasing. So I already chained 1, yarn over and go into the first stitch, yarn over and pull through. You're going to have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through 2. You have 2 loops. Yarn over and go into the next stitch and pull through. You're going to have 4 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So I have my decrease on the side. Now continue with 1 double crochet in the rest of the stitches till you get to the last 2 stitches. Now I've come to the end of the row. In the last 2 stitches, you're going to do a decrease. So yarn over and go into the second to the last stitch, yarn over and pull through. So you have 2 loops, yarn over and go into the last stitch, yarn over and pull through. You have 4 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So I have my decrease on this end. Chain 1 and turn over. Decrease in the first 2 stitches. So yarn over, go into the first stitch, yarn over and pull through. You have 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2, you have 2 loops. Yarn over and go into the next stitch, you're going to have 4 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Continue with 1 double crochet in the rest of the stitches till you get to the last 2 stitches. Now I've gotten to the last 2 stitches and I'm going to do my decrease. So yarn over and go into the second to last stitch, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and go into the last stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So you want to keep on decreasing on both sides of the panel till you have the length you want for the front panel, or depending on how high-waisted you want the pants to be. So I'm going to do about, I don't know yet how many rows of decrease I'll do, but I'll let you know. Just know you're decreasing in the first 2 stitches and in the last 2 stitches. Now I'm done with my decrease and I did a total of 7 rows of decrease, making it a total of 22 rows. So if you remember, we have 8 rows of no increase or decrease, 7 rows of increase, and then 7 rows of decrease, making it a total of 22 rows. So now what you want to do is, as you can see, I already did one side of the strap, so I'm going to show you how I did this part. So you want to attach your yarn at one end of the pant. Now chain 1, go into the first stitch with 1 double crochet. And the next stitch with 1 double crochet. So you're just going to put 1 double crochet in each stitch till you get to the end of the decrease. So because I have a total of 15 double crochets on this end, I'm going to make sure I have 15 double crochets on this end. So I have 3, 4, 5, 15 double crochets. What you want to do is you want to chain 1 and turn over. Now you're going to decrease in the first 2 stitches. So yarn over and go into the first stitch, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and go into the next stitch. You're going to have 4 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Now continue with 1 double crochet in each stitch till you get to the end. I've come to the end of the row. I'm going to chain 1 and turn over. Put 1 double crochet in each stitch till you get to the last 2 stitches where you're going to do a decrease. I've gotten to the end of the row and I'm going to decrease in the last 2 stitches. So yarn over, going to the second to the last stitch, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and going to the last stitch, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Chain 1 and turn over. Decrease in the first 2 stitches. So you're only decreasing at this end, you're not going to do any decrease at this end. So you're just going to keep on decreasing till you have the length you want. So decrease in the first 2 stitches. continue with 1 double crochet in the rest of the stitches. Now I'm done with the front panel. So for the sides, I did a total of 11 rows of decrease. It all depends on the length you want for the sides of the front panel. So for the back panel, I'm going to repeat exactly what I did for the front panel. So remember, I have 8 rows of double crochet with no increase or decrease. So I'm going to start by chaining 1 in the first stitch, go in with 1 double crochet, going to the next stitch with 1 double crochet, so like I said, the back panel is exactly the same thing you did for the front panel. So meaning I'm going to do 8 rows of double crochet, 7 rows of increase and 7 rows of decrease. When I'm done, I'll show you what to do next. But for now, like I said, you're repeating exactly what you did for the front panel. Now I'm done with the back panel and I just did exactly what I did for the front panel. And then I made a strap for both sides of the pants, and that's the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and if there's anything you don't understand, you can leave a comment down in the comment section. I'll explain better to you. Please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial.